Welcome to the third and final day of the penultimate round of the 2005 World Rally Championship. We're in Spain for Rally.Catalunya. The event has moved south of Barcelona this season with the picturesque mountains around Tarragona, the new backdrop. So it's now the Costa Dorada that plays host to the rally with the service park in the coastal resort of Salou. There are 3 more stages to come today and 68 kilometres of racing against the clock. And the new-look Rally.Catalunya has already thrown up plenty of incident, with several drivers getting an early wake-up call. One thing that's not changed this season is the enthusiastic reception of the local fans, although one stage has already been cancelled due to the sheer number of fans lining the road. Peter Solberg only lasted until stage 3 when he was caught out. This impact broke his rear suspension, and once again the Norwegian would have a frustrating end to his rally. And the first leg would be one to forget for Subaru. Stefan Sarrazin went off the road in the afternoon with spectacular results. If Subaru were the big losers on day 1, yesterday it was Ford's turn. Tony Gardemeister lost 12 minutes after this. And Spaniard Danny Sola crashed out. For Ford, the rally was falling apart on leg 2.
Yeah, there's been easy days, should we say.
Marcus Gronholm was holding on to a strong third place until an overheating engine would end his rally on the way to the final service.
Suddenly the engine temperature went up and that's it.
Gigi Gali had been proving the Mitsubishi Lancer's pace on tarmac up to 4th after setting the fastest time on stage 8, but it would be gone in an instant. Sliding wide immediately after the flying finish, the Italian would go no further.
And okay, I slide and
A bizarre end to his rally, and Gigi was trying to analyse the mistake for hours afterwards. It's been a great weekend for privateers so far. Mikko Hirvonen was up to 3rd in his Ford Focus until a late drama at service saw him incur a 20-second time penalty, which allowed local driver Chevy Pons to sneak into the final podium place in his OMV-run Citroën Zara. It's the work Citroëns, though, that have dominated proceedings. Francois Duval is 2nd and making up for his error last week in Corsica. And his teammate and double world champion Sebastian Loeb has again been the man to beat in Spain. He's won 8 of the 12 stages so far. The Frenchman's advantage going into the final day is nearly a minute, while behind Hirvonen will be pushing to reclaim 3rd. He has 7.7 seconds to make up. The Finn's late scare last night was caused by a leak on the oil pump, and there were some complications with the instalment of the new part. Several mechanics from the works team are assisting in this short 10-minute service before the first stage this morning, and M-Sport boss Malcolm Wilson is also on hand to offer advice.
He was on the soft run, so I think you're right.
It's a nervous few minutes for the watching Hirvonen as the experienced mechanics get to work.
Mikko, is 10 minutes long enough to fix this problem with the car?
I'm sure it is. I mean, both have been practicing the thing they have to do now over the night, so it should be okay now.
There's lots of people here watching. It's pretty unusual for a first service on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure it's quite exciting for everybody. I mean, as a private driver, then I'm not as known as a tarmac driver, been fighting for the podium, so I think everybody are a little bit interested to see what's going to happen.
You've had a great performance this weekend. Malcolm Wilson's here taking an interest. Do you think that has any implications for who you might be driving for next year?
Well, you never know, but for sure it won't harm anything. And for me, all the rallies this year, all of them have been like that. I have to show something. I have to show my speed and my consistency. So you never know. I hope it does some good.
Well, the clock is still ticking. And it does get tight at the end of the service, but the Focus is ready in time. That's a good effort from the Ford mechanics, and it serves as a reminder how important a well-trained and experienced team is in this sport. Hervenen's clear to head to the first stage, but how is his rival feeling this morning?
Xavi, can you get your first ever WRC podium today?
Possibly. Today it's only 3 specials, 7 seconds the difference. In Hirvonen it's possible and pushing, and for me it's incredible, no?
Some tense drivers in the service park then, but over at Citroën it's business as usual as they prepare for the day that should see them crowned manufacturers champions for the 3rd consecutive year. On to the first stage of the day then, and all eyes are on the battle between Pons and Hervenen. There are plenty of spectators around, and with a Spaniard fighting for 3rd, they will be in full voice. Chevy Pons is underway then on this rather foggy morning. Mikko Hervenen will be hoping his oil pump is in full working order as he prepares to start 2 minutes later. Only 7.7 seconds to make up over these last few stages, and this fight to get on the podium looks set to go down to the wire. The Finn has a very smooth driving style, which on such long tarmac stages helps conserve brakes and tyres. It's a real battle of the next generation here in Spain. Pons has shown on these tarmac events that he can compete at the highest level, but can he claim his first podium finish? Here comes his first split after 13.8 kilometers. 7 minutes and 48.6 seconds. That's a pretty good start for Chevy. Back to Hervenen in his 2-year-old Ford Focus. He still looks very focused here. The pressure of driving for a works team last year with Subaru sometimes affected Mikko's performances, but this year in a privately entered car he's been very impressive. Here comes the first comparison between the two. Well, the Ford driver has made the best start. 1.2 seconds quicker already. Pons is nearing the end of the stage. And it's a good time from the Spaniard, but it remains to be seen if it's good enough.
Okay, no problems. Today it's very push, but I don't know if you want to. Yeah.
Hervenen's continuing to attack through these last few kilometers. His best results to date this season are 2 fifth-place finishes, so he's already on course to improve on that record. A first podium finish, though, is a different matter altogether. He was 7.7 seconds down, remember, when he started this stage. Well, he's quicker than Pons, but only by 9/10 of a second.
Mikko, obviously, you lost some time yesterday with the penalty. You've took, I think, about 1.7 or 1.8 out of Xavi, and it's not really enough for a long stage.
No, he's really fighting back, but still, 2 stages to go. I don't give up.
Ahead of that enthralling battle for 3rd, Francois Duval has built enough of an advantage to back off slightly. Avoiding mistakes is the order of the day for the Belgian. He has frustrated the Citroën team at times this season and has already been dropped once after a string of crashes early in the season. No problems for Francois though on this first stage. He's only 9th fastest, but he's still got plenty of time in hand on the driver behind.
How was this morning?
It's okay, so many fog. I not take too much risk.
There's no easing off though for world champion Sebastian Loeb. These fast-flowing stages demand full concentration at all times. Just watch as the Frenchman searches for the straightest line through each corner, and he barely ever lifts off the throttle. He's 7.5 seconds quicker than anyone else on stage 13. Impressive stuff again from Loeb. The man who gets closest to the world champion on this stage is Roman Cresta. The Czech is the leading Ford driver nominated to score manufacturer's points, and he was only 16.2 seconds behind Mikko Hirvonen when he started the day. He made errors on his tyre choice on leg 2, but it's a much better start here for Roman. Tony Gardemeister, in contrast, is on a damage limitation exercise after his mistake yesterday afternoon. After a superb second place last week in Corsica, he was on course for another good result here until his error. The Finn's third fastest on stage, but still down in 12th overall. Loeb still a long way ahead, but just 6.8 seconds separate Pons and Hirvonen in that battle for the final podium spot. Skoda driver Jan Kopecky rounds off the top 8. Chris Atkinson is the leading Subaru driver in 9th, just ahead of Mitsubishi's only remaining representative, Harry Rovanperä. We'll get right back to that fight for third straight after the break. Welcome back to Spain, where Chevy Pons has another 11 kilometres ahead on stage 14 to hold on to third. The 2003 Spanish rally champion is a former motorbike racer and has only been rallying on 4 wheels for 3 years, so it's been a quick ascent to the sport's top level. Once Hirvonen has started the stage 2 minutes behind, Chevy will be receiving the Finn's split times, so he'll have an idea how his pace is comparing. The Catalan driver sets the second fastest time through so far. Oh, a big cut from Hirvonen there. This is a fairly short stage, so the Finn will struggle to make a big impression on the Citroën driver's advantage. There's Pons's time. Mikko had narrowed the gap to 6.8 seconds before this stage. It's going to be close. Well, he's quicker again, but has only gained 3/10. 7:36. Ford's number 1, Tony Gardemeister, meanwhile, could still score one manufacturer's championship point, despite his lowly 12th position, due to the number of privateers and non-nominated drivers in the top 8. Oh dear, well, he's not going to now, and that rather sums up Ford's weekend. Some helpful spectators are soon on the scene to help Tony back on the road, but this is all rather familiar for the Finn. This is exactly what happened yesterday. He gets moving eventually, but that's a very sick-sounding focus. Look at that. Smoke and sparks coming from the right front of the car, and now Armin Schwarz is right behind. The German does find a way past, but by the end of the stage, Gardemeister has dropped 4.5 minutes. Skoda's only remaining nominated driver is also set to score points for his team. Schwarz won here in 1991, but that was 99 rallies ago and is the only win in his career. It's been a disappointing final season for Armin. Rovanpera was left as Mitsubishi's only representative following Ghali's exit yesterday. He began the final day in 10th, and the Finn looks unlikely to improve. One close escape aside on Friday, this has been a faultless performance from Francois Duval. Despite being only 24, remarkably the Belgian has only competed in 6 fewer world rallies than his double world champion teammate Sébastien Loeb, who's 7 years older. Who is on course to achieve another personal landmark. This is one of a rapidly dwindling number of rallies that the Frenchman has yet to win. But, barring disaster, he'll surely be tasting champagne again in a few hours. Jan Kopecky is Skoda's leading driver. The Czech will achieve his best ever finish and score his first championship point if he can hold on to 8th. And Ford privateer Anthony Warmbold should finish 7th for the 3rd time this season if he can hang on. Nicola Bernardi has stepped into the Peugeot team at the last minute for these 2 tarmac events, and 6th here would be another good result. It's still a Citroën 1-2-3 though for now, but Mikko Hirvonen has one last chance to claim his first ever podium finish. All other positions in the top 8 look secure. So, one more service before the last big push. And Hirvonen is beginning to feel the pressure.
Are you feeling nervous? I would like to get that podium so bad that I'm going to push as hard as I can.
But Sébastien Loeb has seen it all before, and he's relaxed as always as he prepares to claim his 10th win of the season. It's going to be an exciting finish to Rally Catalunya, and it's coming up after the break. Only one stage and 28 kilometres to come here in Spain, but one position is still up for grabs. The crowd are waiting for the climax of this terrific battle for 3rd, but unbelievably, Xavi Pons has stalled on the start line. There is a lot of pressure on the young Spaniard, but that could be a crucial mistake. He only has 6.5 seconds in hand, and he could have given Mikko Hirvonen the chance he needs. Just over 18 kilometres into the stage now, and the Catalan driver set a time of 10 minutes 53.7 seconds so far. Oh, that was a heavy impact as he cut the corner there, but he's got away with that. Hirvonen has gambled on this final stage and chosen a harder tyre compound, which means he should be able to push right to the end of the stage, but this could affect his pace early on. He's nearing the same split now, and using virtual spectator technology, we can compare Hirvonen's progress as though he was on the stage alongside Pons. He's already ahead, but by how much? He's 4 seconds quicker, so the Ford driver only needs to make up another 2.5. Chevy was born a few hours away in Vic, so despite the fact that he has no experience on these stages, the general layout of the roads will be familiar. He's 23 kilometres in, and this is the final split before the end of the stage. That's a good time from the Spaniard. He's still pushing to the end. But look at Mikko Hirvonen, he wipes the sweat from his eyes there. He's right on the limit, and he really wants this podium finish. He was already within 2.5 seconds of the Citroën driver, and he's still a lot faster. With only 5 kilometres to go, they're dead level. This is really going to be a nail-biting finish. Pons will be kicking himself after that stall at the start of the stage. That mistake aside, he's probably been close to Hirvonen's pace.
Xavi, that's been some battle. It's the last bit, you are identical on time.
Stopping the engine in the start, about 10 seconds. No good, but okay.
Back with Hirvonen, he's rapidly bearing down on the finish line. Could he keep up the momentum to the end of the stage? Remember, anything better than 6.5 seconds quicker than Ponce, and third place will be his. Here comes the finish line. He's definitely going to be faster. Yes, he's done it! What a finish to the rally. Only 1.2 seconds in it at the end, but that was a tremendous last stage from Mikko.
That's phenomenal! What a drive by Mikko Hirvonen! I'm telling you, Ben.
Mikko is 6.5 seconds coming in. That's some drive. It's your first ever podium, and on tarmac.
And on tarmac, it's unbelievable. I couldn't be happy. I was so nervous in the start of the stage. I saw when he stole the engine and started. There is our chance. Now I really have to push, and unbelievable. We did it. Very good.
For once, Citroën have been the sideshow this afternoon, but they're heading for a convincing 1-2. Francois Duval is set to do just what was asked of him. He's definitely not done his future career prospects any harm in Spain, and he's redeemed himself from the disaster in Corsica. That's the third time he's finished as runner-up this season. As for his teammate Sébastien Loeb, well, this will be his 10th win of the year. Citroën now join Lancia as the only teams to have won 10 rallies in a single season, and there's still one event to go. What a year it's been for Loeb and his team, and what a drive here in Spain. Loeb wins by more than 1 minute and 20 seconds. Confirmation then that Hirvonen beat Chevy Ponce to the final podium place by just 1.2 seconds. But at the top, it's a 1-2 for Citroën, and those 18 points mean that Citroën have won the Manufacturers' Championship. Chris Atkinson just missed out on scoring a driver's point, while Rovanperä, Schwartz and even Gardemeister score points for their teams.
You must be a very, very happy man. The objective was to win the Manufacturers' Championship, and you've done it.
Yes, it's very important for Citroën, but it's also very important to win the Driver Championship, and it's the fruit of all the team work very well and very hard. It's a lot of work to do, but it's fantastic at the end of the season.
It was a great weekend for Citroën here to win the Manufacturer Championship and also to around the 2 first places. Danny Sordo, who won the Super 16 Championship. That was a great weekend.
As Loeb says, it's a triple celebration for Citroën as Danny Sordo takes the Junior World Championship title on his home event. An accolade Loeb won himself in 2001. Suzuki driver Guy Wilkes had a chance of claiming the crown until this roll on day 2 ended his hopes. And there it is, with just one event left. Citroën's 43-point lead over Peugeot means they can't be caught. And with Solberg and Gronholm failing to score here, they're both still tied on 71 points for second place in the Drivers' Championship. And that will be decided on the other side of the world in 2 weeks' time at Rally Australia, when we'll be saying goodbye to Citroën and Peugeot, but welcoming back Colin McRae, who'll be driving for Skoda there. But before Citroën take their season off, there's still some more celebrating to be done, starting here in Spain. Another win for Sébastien Loeb and a third consecutive Manufacturers' Championship. To keep up to date with all the WRC news, check out the official website at WRC.com. But for now, it's goodbye from Spain.
We'll be right back.